guys, so last night on Facebook Live, we had a chat about all the things that we wish we would have known our first year teaching. And in that chat, I shared how long I've been teaching and my journey as an art teacher and how I ended up in Nashville. So if you're interested in hearing that, the chat is still archived on my Facebook page. But I thought I would share here just a more condensed version because we talked for an hour. It was fabulous. A condensed version of my top 10 things that I wish I had known as a first-year teacher, in hopes that it can help those who are just getting their start in teaching art and also those who are thinking about becoming an art teacher. So, top 10 things I wish I had known my first year of art teaching. Thing number one, and I actually have a little bitty list. Thing number one is, I wish I had known to make sure the custodians and I were like this. Actually, I naturally adored my custodian my first year teaching. His name was Mr. Samuel. He was fabulous, and I loved him because I was in a portable separated from the rest of the building, and he was the only one who occasionally, well, every day came and visited me. We got to be pretty tight buddies. So, the reason you want to become friendly with your custodians, not only are they genuinely sweet and kind people who have one of the most underappreciated jobs in the building, but they also will go out of their way to help you if they feel that you appreciate them. They will also turn a blind eye when you're doing crazy things like hanging from your ceilings when they know you shouldn't be. And they're also fabulous at helping you hang displays, helping you get parts of your room clean that you just can't do. Custodians, man, they are the best. Thing number one, make them your BFF. Thing number two, and two is kind of long. You, the art teacher, first year or 10th or 20th or 30th year, you are not the following. You are not Hobby Lobby. Therefore, you need to make sure that your room does not become the designated arts and crafts supply center. These art supplies that you have in your art room, they are for you to teach art. Be very careful opening up that can of worms of allowing teachers to just come and go and borrowing supplies as they need. They have their own resources and means of getting their own supplies. I oftentimes will gladly share as long as I know in advance, not the minute that you need it, and I actually have a stockpile of that supply. So you are not Hobby Lobby. Do not feel like you have to say yes to all those requests for your students' art supplies. You are also not support staff. You are there to teach art education to your students. Gladly, you should, I sound like Yoda, help the classroom teachers with lessons if it ties into what you're teaching. If you're doing a unit on, let's say, like me and the music teacher, we're about to work on a program for the spring. She wants to do a farm-themed music program, and I would love to collaborate with her on that and do clay projects that are farm-themed. Thank you, Ginger Pacer, for that idea. So for that reason, you are not support staff. You have your own curriculum. If you want to help teachers with their curriculum, do so, but don't let it cut off what you need to be teaching, what's in your curriculum. You are not the school sign maker. So just because somebody needs a sign made for their room does not mean that you have to make it, and you don't want to spend your time doing so. You have bigger and better things to do, even if it involves relaxing. So that was thing number two. I told you, those are the things you are not. Hobby Lobby, support staff, school sign maker. Number three is test all of the projects you plan on teaching your students first. Make an example, not necessarily to show the students, but to troubleshoot any issues you think you might have. Just when you think, oh yeah, they can do this, this, and this, I don't need to make a demo or mock-up of that, then something's going to go wrong. Horribly wrong. Always make a practice version of what you have in mind for your students. It also will help you come up with bigger and better ideas, but don't also hold the kids so tightly to that, and I usually don't hang up my demos because I don't want them to feel like that's their goal. I want them to feel like they have a wide variety of things that they can choose from and do. So, but making it is good for troubleshooting. So thing number 3, test all your projects first. Number 4, do not sweat the verbiage. Every year you are going to get an onslaught of new vocabulary, the new, latest, greatest, most amazing techniques that, oh my gosh, you're not doing them in your room then? Oh, you then are not a qualified teacher. I've been around long enough, y'all. I know that these things come and they go. It's trends. Everything has a trend. Education is included. Don't get caught up in the verbiage. Don't worry so much if you don't know the latest and greatest things. Trust me, it's all going to go away in like 6 months and there'll be something totally new for you to learn. Number 5, keep the peace. Don't be a pot stirrer, meaning if you eat in the lounge and you notice it's a little bit gossipy, don't eat in the lounge. If you notice that you are surrounding yourself with people who maybe are pot stirrers, who are liking to gossip, who aren't approaching school in a positive manner, but looking for trouble, find new people to hang out with. Try to keep the peace. Your job is to teach art, to be the art educator, not the resident pot stirrer. So don't get caught up in that kind of high school drama. The sad thing is that, you know, when you leave junior high, you're all excited because you think, oh, junior high, got that off my list. That was terrible. Junior high never ends. Adulting is just junior high all over again. Do your best to avoid that at all costs. Number 6, which I think should be number 1, is you need to nail your classroom management. Get your classroom management completely locked down, and then you'll be amazed at all the incredible things you can do with your kids. It's easier said than done. So my advice to you is to read up on books involving classroom management, not just for the art room, but for any room. But my biggest tip would be to find somebody in your school that you feel like is a really great teacher. His students are always extremely well behaved. You've seen this person interact with their students and you like their style of teaching. Ask that person if they have books they would recommend, or just ask if you can observe them teaching. You will learn volumes from that person. Kind of adopt them as your mentor. So that leads to number 7, seek out mentors. Find people that you admire as an art teacher or simply a classroom teacher and seek them out. Ask if you can observe. Ask if you can just have a coffee and a chat with them and share some issues you might be having and wonder how they would solve those problems. Number 8 is make sure that you are still creating. It's a misconception that you have to be either an art teacher or an artist. You can be both. And you need to make sure that you're pursuing being both. I'm not saying you got to go out and find a gallery and hang your masterpieces. I'm talking about something as simple as making a small painting, or when you do those examples, make one that's a little bit more elaborate to satisfy that creative need. Oh, we just went home. So sorry. Motion sensor lights, my apology. Make sure you get rest. Maybe that was a sign I needed to go get some rest. Make sure you get some rest. When you're on a break, take it easy. Unplug from school and just relax and enjoy yourself. And last but not least, make sure you reach out to other art teachers. And the best way I have found to do that is to attend state conferences, and the national conference is a fabulous one. But really, any conference is a great way to connect, not only with the other teachers, other art teachers, but even other artists. I love to take classes at my local art museum. They have fabulous ones, and I always connect with other creative, like-minded folk. So those are my top 10. I'll make sure to condense that very long chat and put it in a blog post for you in case you would rather read it instead of listening to me. And my apologies for the lights going out. So strange. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Oh, and please, if you have anything that you would like to add to that list, please leave it in the comments below. That way we can all share and learn from one another.